For a long time, we have known that American cops have a serious credibility issue. They don't tell the truth at all. And we also got these idiots on the sidelines, know this information, know it's factual, and their asses will sit up in your face and tell you people like Bernie Sanders, they know this, but they have the audacity to sit their asses up in your face and tell you to respect the police. So, in other words, respect a bunch of liars and cheaters and murderers. You respect that. Well, I'm here to tell you, Bernie Sanders, we don't have to respect a goddamn thing. And those of you that say these things, I don't respect you either, because you know what the circumstances are when you're saying this to people. So I like how in this nation, when it comes down to policing after a murder, or these cops have gone out here and made a complete ass of themselves, these police departments get on TV talking about credibility and transparency. There is no transparent police department in America, ladies and gentlemen. And them using that word is almost downright laughable. They will protect a dirty cop before they are transparent with them. We've seen this 1,000 times, and we know it's true. There is no transparency in any of these law enforcement agencies in America. They just get in front of the public and use those words as if it all means something, and it doesn't mean a damn thing. It don't mean anything. And we got to stop acting like it does. And these cops need to be called out every time they address the public like that. It is very obvious at this point that we're not listening to anything but a bunch of lies. That's a problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, this came out in the LA Times, November 5th, 2019. Author of Police Transparency Law calls on DA to obtain their own misconduct records on cops who testify. The author of California's landmark police transparency law is urging district attorneys across the state to obtain misconduct records on their own to flag problem police officers who testify in criminal court. That's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, if a cop is lying or getting caught lying over and over, they should not be allowed to testify against any citizens. They shouldn't even be on the force. If there's credibility issues, they need to be fired. Maybe people shouldn't be on the police force but a set amount of time, and then they have to move on. Perhaps the longer you have them out here, the more problematic that cop really does become. So this is a mess. That's all I can say. This is a mess. All right. So the author of California's landmark police transparency law is urging district attorneys across the state to obtain misconduct records on their own to flag problem police who testify in criminal court. State Senator Nancy Skinner said prosecutors should take advantage of the new law and request police disciplinary files instead of relying on the efforts of defense attorneys and journalists who uncover officers with histories of misconduct. Well, my problem is with the entire system that let these officers with histories of misconduct even exist in law enforcement. Why do you let them stay? And to me, that cop is more criminal than the people they're arresting. And I don't want to hear no so my ass. And those of you that have that kind of attitude, I hope and I pray that one day a cop like that catches up to you and they will lie on you and put it in the police report or even harm you or someone in your family. I pray those of you that have those kind of attitudes that happens to you. I bet you you're going to sing a whole different tune after that. It's so what? Because it's not happening to them. Let's all put in a good prayer so it starts happening to them. Eventually, everything that you see happening to the black community, they're going to turn on their own and start doing it. Just give it some time, y'all. You're going to see them getting mistreated by the police. See, and then you're going to wish you would have stood up and said something at that point. But cops in America have too much power. They got too much leeway out here to do things that they shouldn't be doing. And I want you always to notice no other nation on this planet gives their cops the kind of authority that American cops have. They wouldn't be able to pull this stunt anywhere else. That should tell you things are not right. Something is wrong. Doing so would help prosecutors identify officers with credibility issues that could potentially jeopardize criminal cases and convictions, Skinner said in an opinion piece published Sunday. This would allow them to begin proactively rooting out police misconduct that may have tainted previous cases while also helping them fulfill their constitutional obligation to disclose evidence favorable to the defense in current and future cases, Skinner wrote. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, Amber Geiger cases were thrown out. She had a credibility issue. They threw out, I think, like 9 of her last few arrests before she was fired from the police department. She had a serious credibility issue. And we saw that on the stand when she was testifying. She couldn't stay consistent on anything. And it was very obvious she was lying. And we saw on the police body cam, she didn't even try to help both of them. She was more concerned about herself. And that's the case with many of these cops. See, they ain't mad at Amber Geiger because this is what they do. Last year, lawmakers passed Senate Bill 1421, which requires law enforcement departments to publicly disclose records of internal investigations into police shootings, severe uses of force, and confirmed cases of lying and sexual assault by on-duty officers. That's a damn shame when you have to keep files like that on a cop. Policing in America ain't worth shit. The law took effect January 1st, and they're still not disclosing everything about these cops, y'all. You know, one thing I can honestly say, police departments in America do not follow the law. And they don't really enforce the law right either. They're abusive. They lie and falsify information on police reports. And it's all about doing things to the public and getting away with it. That's what policing is in America. Doing whatever you want to the public and getting away with it. That pretty much sums up what policing is in America. Robert Gammon, Skinner's communication director, said the senator's office was not aware of any prosecutors in the state filing such request. Mark Zahner, chief executive of the California District Attorneys Association, said an overriding tenet of the prosecutors to be as transparent as possible, no matter the mechanism leading to discovering the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, if any of these agencies and politicians in America start being transparent, I probably die of a heart attack that day. They keep using this terminology and then turn around and never do it. It's a fact. They don't do this. They don't do transparency in America. I don't care what state it is. Okay. Okay, so he said it remains to be seen how SB 1421 will fit into the way prosecutors seek out information about police misconduct. Skinner. Wow. Skinner pointed to a recent Times story as an example of the effect police misconduct records can have once made public. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now, the police unions are going to fight this crap. They're not going to divulge this information about cops to the public, because the unions are always screaming about respect. I'm still trying to figure out what respect they deserve. Okay, I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm going to go down a little. By law, prosecutors are required to tell criminal defendants about evidence that would damage the credibility of law enforcement witnesses. Failure to do so can result in convictions being overturned, even if prosecutors did not know about the information. Somehow, I don't think they'll do that when it comes down to us. They won't care if evidence is there or not. They'll still throw you in jail at all costs. A district attorney spokeswoman told the Times that none of the prosecutors in those trials knew about Morris' discipline. Since the Times shared a copy of the disciplinary letter, the office has sent notifications about the suspension to defense lawyers in more than 60 criminal cases, including some that resulted in convictions. Morris has been a lead detective in some of the departments. Let me go down here. High-profile investigations, including the murder case of a man accused of carrying out a series of shootings in Malibu Creek State Park, and a manslaughter case against a fellow deputy charged in an on-duty shooting. Morris did not respond to requests for comment. He has not testified in those cases, which are ongoing. The Los Angeles County District Attorney spokeswoman did not say on Monday whether the office has filed a public record request for documents about Morris and other law enforcement officers in the county, but she said prosecutors are working with the LA County Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and the County 44 Municipal Police Department and develop a streamlined mechanism so they can receive SB 1421 information. Well, like I said, they talk a good game, ladies and gentlemen, about all this transparency, but we have yet to see it. We absolutely recognize our responsibility under SB 1421 and are proactively working with law enforcement to get that information from them. District Attorney Jackie Lacey said in a statement, the Sheriff's Department previously declined to answer questions about Morris' discipline or his role in a homicide detective, citing personnel file privacy issues. One of Morris' former supervisors in the department's detective division praised him as a skilled, humble homicide investigator. However, wow, this is the problem. You got too many people protecting a bad cop. This is why when they discipline these police departments, they really literally need to do a clean sweep and bring new people in. Without doing that clean sweep and keeping the same people in place that are protecting a bad cop, it's counterproductive to discipline this one cop and let everybody else stay in place. It needs to be a clean sweep to get rid of all of the ones that are bad cops and the ones that are sitting back and protecting them. They all got to go. However, Morris' discipline landed him on the sheriff's department's secret list of about 300 deputies with histories of dishonesty and other misconduct that could hurt their credibility in court, according to a 2014 version of the list reviewed by the Times. The list was at the center of a statewide legal battle over whether law enforcement agencies could share the names on such rosters with prosecutors. They should be sharing the names with the public, so that when these cops that are on these secret lists, it shouldn't be no secret list, ladies and gentlemen. These cops should all be revealed. And we should know who these cops are. So when they show up in your face, you already know immediately you got a cop with a credibility issue standing there trying to enforce shit on you. They have no business being on the police force or sheriff's department or any agency if they are found lying on a police report. In my opinion, if a cop is found lying on a police report, that should be automatically a jail sentence, because you are supposed to be working out here at a higher standard. You are supposed to know the law, and you know that lying on a police report is wrong, and you go ahead and do that anyway, and somebody gets caught up in the system and placed in jail behind your lie, you should go to jail. Boy, you are lucky Lisa Cabrera is not the one running it out here. You would see so many changes, it's not even funny. It would be major changes in America. Major. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.